J Squad.
We gotta find. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. We gotta find. That's the first clue. We gotta find. That's the first clue. That's the first clue. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. We gotta find. That's the first clue. We gotta find. That's the first clue. That's the first clue. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. We gotta find. That's the first clue. We gotta find. That's the first clue. That's the first clue. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. We gotta find. That's the first clue. We gotta find. That's the first clue. That's the first clue. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. We gotta find. That's the first clue. We gotta find. That's the first clue. That's the first clue. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. We gotta find. That's the first clue. We gotta find. That's the first clue. That's the first clue. That's the first clue. We gotta find. That's the first clue. That's the first clue.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Been an interesting day. Hope everyone's doing well. So, if you read the title, I guess we've got a VTuber. It looks like a couple VTubers that try to get canceled, but I want to focus first off just on Kirsche, I think is how you pronounce her name. I'm not a big YouTuber guy, or not a YouTuber, VTuber guy, regardless of the wiggler that I use on my thing. But when you start talking about cancel culture and racism and white supremacists, it piques my interest, and I have to dig into it. And digging into some of this, it looks like it's going to be an interesting subject to talk about, an interesting stream. So let's get it started here. Boom, straight into reading. I'm not even going to be gaming on the side. This is bullshit. So the writer is Anna Valens, understands a trans woman. And I'm not still, like, I've been going through here and trying to figure out kind of where this this stuff with Kirsche started off, but it's a little bit different. The anti-wokers have jumped on and started, virtue signaling on their side for her. The leftist side is constantly going at her and showing clips and stuff like that. But we're going to start with this article and take a little bit of deep diving and do a little research. Maybe some of y'all can help me find some stuff, because the only thing I haven't really found was her response, though I know it's out there. But anyway, the start of this is... That won't let me. There we go. Why is this gamer sups VTuber pushing the great replacement theory? So, I mean, already probably the soyest fucking article title you can ever hear. And of course they have to throw in a sponsor, because this is one of those situations where they're trying to get the VTuber to lose all their sponsors, or the YouTuber, or whoever. I'm going to stay straight up, no matter what the consequence or what I think of Kirsche by the end of this. I'm hardlined. I don't believe in messing with people's sponsors, going after their jobs, deplatforming them. All of that shit, just straight up off the bat, is not something I get into. So on that side, she's already got one on my side, where this individual who wrote this article is already starting to lose me. So let's see. Gamer sups is a pretty ubiquitous See, I already can't read. I'm dyslexic. This is impossible for me. I need to hire someone to come on and read for me. When by hire, I mean do it for free. Gamer sups is pretty much ubiquitous in VTubing. Owned by popular online content creator Jay Skayet. I'm not sure. I'm sure he's famous. I'm probably was out not really watching YouTube at the time. Gamer sups advertises itself as the most effective and healthy energy choice for gamers and esports talents alike. Combine caffeine with nootropics, then slap on branding marketing towards geeks and gamers, and you've got gamer sups. It's a rite of passage for growing VTubers to gain a gamer sups partnership, let alone snag a merchandise run via the company's waifu cup line. All right, already fucking straight off here. Instead of getting into like the meat of the subject, we're pushing into what the company is. Nanners, for example, received her own cup with the company, as did Shiley. I don't know any of these people because I don't care for you. I don't understand why people watch VTubers. I don't know. It's just not for me. I'm too old, too grumpy. So let's see here. However, Gamer Sups is in hot water. Why would Gamer Sups be in hot water? Gamer Sups is in hot water with many VTube fans due to the behavior of one particular creator working with the company. Mythic talents Kirsche Visitari, an anime fox girl with a knack for sharing alt-right talking points. Kirsche has landed herself in controversy after controversy online due to her right-wing beliefs. At this point, it begs the question whether Gamer Sups will one day pull the plug on the VTuber for good. So basically right here, this is a call for action. She's a right-wing nut job speaking right-wing points. They should cancel her. This I fucking hate. let's keep moving on. Yeah, this is her. Kirsche is relatively popular for a VTuber, sporting over 56,000 followers on Twitter and at least 44,000 on Twitch. She originally announced her partnership with GamerSupps in September 2023, followed by a merchandise reveal this past March. From shirts to cups, Kirsche fans will soon be able to flag their love for the right-wing Fox Girl IRL, all thanks to GamerSupps. So is this because GamerSupps is giving her a partnership, or is this because she's something she said recently? Because this sounds like they're just going after GamerSupps for doing a sponsorship with her. While some VTubers may wink and nod at the conservative beliefs, Kirsche has never hidden her political leanings. In fact, she's gained a reputation for speaking out on behalf of the right-wing side of the VTubing fan base. In February, she said trans women advocating for trans rights are autogonophilic cis males with graphic fantasies. She praised Mythic Talent co-owner Asmongold for arguing. Okay, can I get a oh god, here we go. Can y'all see it? Yep. Oh no, the owner is limited accounts. Gotcha. Once I realized that most trans activists are autogonophiliac, I know what they're saying, males or ideology. Here, fuck it. I'm gonna do this. I'll pull that over here. No, I want you to say it, you fucking machine.
Autogynephilia.
Autogynephilia. I pretty much said it right. Once it's realized that most trans activists are autogynephiliacs, males, or ideologues pushing their political views with an identity shield to prevent criticism, all the power-hungry threats and graphic murder fantasies make a lot more sense. What is she doing? Oh, goodness. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like she's one of those type of VTubers. I had to look up what. Oh, boy. Okay. So she makes really radical right-wing statements. And then she was praised. Wow, this guy loves just bringing up people.
You can be groomed for sure. No, and that's a good point, right? Is that like that's why I said as an adult.
Or what did she say? 10 years ago, I would have thought it impossible to see large creators putting out "The Emperor Has No Clothes" Asmongold.
You can be groomed for sure. No, and that's a good point, right? Is that like that's why I said as an adult is because like if you're a kid and like you get fed a lot of propaganda and like messaging, like I feel like every trans kid is actually a victim of a parent with a mental illness. That's what I believe. And so like, I really, and you have a kid that's like 17, right? I mean, it's a little bit more, you know, it's like not really as definitive. But like if you have a kid that's like pre-puberty and they're trans, your parents have a mental illness. That's it. You can be groomed for sure.
I think the worst thing that ever happened to the internet was Asmongold getting into politics. It's such a, how do you put it? Like, I'm going to tell you right now, people won't like my takes on trans, at least not anybody who follows me who's more woke. There is an agreement I have here with some people possibly doing this, but that doesn't mean that there isn't something else. How do I put it? Because what Asmongold said is complete fucking garbage. I do have some problems with the way children are treated by their parents when it comes to the trans ideals. Like hard pass. I don't believe in puberty blockers or any of that other shit. I don't think there's like it's. But however, comma, it's not this dumb statement.
The point, right, is that like that's why
like it's not always. I'm sure there are cases. I'm sure there are cases of parents grooming their kids into believing they're trans. What is the websites that you see, or not the websites, the discords for egg crackers and all that shit? Yeah, I'm sure that exists somewhere. I doubt that's the majority of people who are having this kind of trans identity thing. I would believe more in the idea of, which I'm going off topic from Chris, but we'll go into it. Not body dysmorphia, but I forget what it's called, gender dysmorphia or something similar to that. But that might not be, that's only a very baseline take. Like, this retard shouldn't be talking about politics. So we'll go back now. So he shouldn't be talking about politics because, oh, what the fuck? Come on now. He shouldn't be talking about politics because he has no idea what he's fucking talking about. I don't normally talk about these issues because I have no fucking clue what I'm talking about. So I have my certain beliefs. And I've looked very surface level at it. Asmongold hasn't even looked surface level. He just repeats whatever he sees in his chat. So anyway, arguing every trans kid is actually a victim of their parents, blah, 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 blah. Gamergate subreddit Kotaku Action shared Krisk's work to Acclaim, calling her based fox. Let's see what she said. Krisk.
Do you want your very own buddy to commit war crimes with? Take me home today. The Kirsche
Is it just this?
is on sale now.
This is a 22-minute video.
December 2nd. The link is both on screen and in the video description below. Kirsche is made of soft materials to keep...
Okay, I'll look at that in a second, because that may be a video to watch. Boop. Close that piece of shit down. And has shared. So they shared her work because of the based fox. That's all they're saying. That may be nothing more than DEI bullshit that people virtue signal for views. Another post on r/YouTube Drama declares the main culprit for alt-right pandering in VTubing. Yeah, drama. r/drama. Oh boy. Has anyone else noticed the alt-right getting into VTuber communities? Most VTubers I watch stay away from political topics and try to be LGBTQ friendly. The main culprit I've seen for alt-right pandering is Chris. I'm just calling her Chris. Fuck it. Fox Lady. She has recently put out a video talking about how good Gamergate 2 is and has previously done videos supporting Kiwi farms. So if she's underneath Asmongold, then she's in that VTuber crowd. So she makes her content based off of the normal wokey stuff that's been so popular for the last year or so. Got it. In casual conversations on her, so far I haven't seen any direct comments, but I think there's one down there, which is the main one. With these, I think I would be showing more of what she's claiming. We might watch that Kotaku Action article. Two of the worst subreddits I've ever had the pleasure of being with, or of reading. In casual conversations on her Gamer Sups merchandise drops, VTuber fans were quick to describe Foxgirl246 or whatever as alt-right. One Redditor even went to great lengths to stress they were not attempting to take sides on her content, but simply objectively describe her to those who have not seen her work. Let's see here. She's alt-right, anti-woke, and apparently transphobic to a degree. Few comments mentioned her calling trans women being mentally ill men. One Redditor said, okay, that is crazy things to say. Updated 5/9/2025, a link to the info. This user's comment has been removed to the poster on the poster's request. None of this is my own info, just restating what others have said. Can't confirm nor deny this stuff. Really? Really? Let me see. Vince, what are you coming in here? Let me see what you got. I'm the one talking about it. You're the one that says you're going to set up some stream. So far, this first part of this article is dog shit. I mean, they haven't said anything she said. I get it. She's made some fucking out-of-pocket comments. But I can't tell if it's her being kicked out. Like, are they... It seems like they're going after her because she got a Gamer Sups cup or whatever it is Gamer Sups does. Let's see. Where were we? She's alt-right, anti-woke, apparently transphobic. Oh yeah, that's where we already read that. Alt-right seems to be like an accurate description of Foxgirl. I'm just going to call her Foxgirl because I can't pronounce her name to save my life. In one clip, Kirsche gives weight to the Great Replacement Theory. A racist conspiracy theory suggests people of color are ethically cleansing white people through... That's a wild statement if she said it. I've heard of this, but white people through demographic changes and cultural diversity. In the clip, Kirsche argues that a mosque should not be built in North England, declaring a hostile takeover is happening in the U.S. via illegal immigration and through the UK via the migrant crisis nonsense. I think that's this video right here. Let's see. Let's listen to this video.
They're building like a 2.5 million.
Is that really? Is that really the fucking clip?
Like Northern England that doesn't even have like a large Muslim population. And I was like, of course they are. Yeah, of course they are. I get increasingly angry when I see people who are just like, well, they're not doing anything illegal, so like you can't really be mad at them. It's like this is very clearly a hostile takeover. Like, we're experiencing it in the U.S. via illegal immigration. They're experiencing it in the U.K. via, like, the migrant crisis nonsense and refugees, which, potato, basically the same fucking thing. And it's like, our politicians are assisting these people with both demographic replacement as well as just making citizens' lives worse in general. They're changing the entire culture of these countries. It might not be a hostile takeover like you see in war. There's no guns and battleships and bombs, but it is still a hostile takeover. It is still going to change these countries irreparably in the future. UK, it's almost all of Europe. I'm specifically speaking of the UK because of the mosque thing. We're noticing. And it's like, I made a tweet. I made a tweet talking about, let's
see, neither can I say her name. At least that's her fans told me in the first video. Yeah, I mean, it's a weird name. Or was it my friend who came in? on my follow-up stream to defend her. I forgot. It's been a while. I mean, we'll see. So far, listening to just that statement alone sounds like she's a Asmongold clone. She really has no fucking idea about politics, so she's just saying out-of-pocket shit for views. Right? I might have to go back and like watch this video, but that's a pretty retarded statement and not very complicated to what's actually happening over there in England. And I only know that because I'm forced to sit through the first part of Chud Logic's stream while he does his little politics stuff before he gets to the actual drama. Kirk is now explicitly stated. I've seen Bit around. I don't know much about this person. Chris has now explicitly stated her beliefs in the white supremacist great replacement theory. Here she is openly stating her belief that politics in the US and UK are assisting in a hostile demographic takeover, while ranting about construction of mosques in England. Who forces me? I do. I force myself to sit through it because I don't want to miss the drama while I'm sitting at work. I just want him to get to the drama. I don't want to talk politics, but here I am talking politics. So yeah, she just sounds like an Asmongold clone. So let's see here. This was not a one-off comment. In April, she retweeted the White House's ICE tip line to aid the deportation of undocumented Americans in February 2025. Yep, I see that there. She said she was happy with the mass deportations under Trump. It's like, no, I like going down these black holes. We're never going to get out of this. And when you start your stream, it's going to get even worse because I'm going to find more stuff. Undocumented Americans, massive amounts of free shit given on the taxpayer's dime. She even called Lawrence, Massachusetts, a no-go zone full of illegal activity. What the fuck? Is this it? No, that's not it. Where did it go? When I lived in MA, Lawrence was basically a no-go zone full of illegal activity. I had seen a lot of people get shot already, but Lawrence was where I witnessed first death from a shooting. If ICE sweeps here, it will become a ghost town. Maybe, yeah, these are just the dumb, typical, I can't even call them like political streamers. These are just, they're just rage bait streamers. That's all Asmongold does. They call him the largest political streamer on Twitch, but he doesn't have any actual takes on what he's talking about. And she has no actual takes. There's just as many, if not more, gang members all over the place. That is the plan. Not sure if I should, how should I hype it up yet? I mean, do it how you want to go. I think it'll be fun to have people with differing opinions on this, because so far, with all honesty, in what I've seen, I mean, it's not cancelable. She also she made the claim about Anthony's family purchasing the house, which was later debunked. Getting a payday to buy a house by killing a white man just makes sense. Reparations, after all. Kill white guy, get money. What the flying fuck? Yeah, I mean, okay. Some of these are funny. Most of them are just tweeted directly from Asmongold's mouth. The next day, Chris responded to post to claim body cameras killed the BLM movement. In a quote tweet, she shared body cam chills from police altercations, like Deshaun Leith and Sidney Wilson, 2 Black Americans who were shot and killed by American police officers. With one image, the police. I remember these. these pictures are wild. Where's the? Is it? It's this one. Yeah, these pictures are fucking wild. They're funny, so I would have probably reposted these and been a little edgy. I don't know that I full out would have said, now who did it better? That's funny, right? I can say that's funny. Body cam edition. This guy is saying that, or Matt Walsh, who's a fucking moron, is saying that killed the BLM movement, which isn't really true. There were cases of that, but I mean, that's funny, right? I think that's pretty funny. Who wore it better? In both incidents, body cam video depicts law enforcement acting in self-defense. However, the implication of Kirsche's response is that Black Americans are lying about the commonality of police brutality in the United States. The Sentencing Project notes Black Americans were 2.5. Oh God, here we go. The fucking statistics. 2.5 times more likely to be shot and killed by police officers as whites. Yeah, there's other statistics too. Some of them are funnier than others. Oh man, racist statistics can be funny, guys. Okay. At this rate, police will kill an estimated 1 in 1,000 black men, the organization wrote. Police officer, God, do I need to, are we diving down this rabbit hole? Like, is the Sentencing Project executive summary 20 times to be homicide victims? American Indians were. I don't know that I'm going to read this. Not yet, anyway. Maybe we'll read this on Vincent's stream and argue over why blacks get killed more. But we'll save that for later. Yes, there are tons of statistics. People twist statistics all the time in their favor, just like the more right-leaning guys do with crime statistics. What is it? This like smallest proportion of the population, but highest proportion of crime. The organization, police officers greatly increased the color suggestion that difference in people's behavior. Whoa. At this rate, people will kill an estimated 1 in 1,000 black men. The organization wrote, police officers' greater inclination to stop and search people of color suggests that differences in people's behavior alone are likely to account for the disparity in. Okay, now I have to fucking read this article after I'm done with this, because that's I don't agree with that. I think that's bullshit. Kirsche's mid-April posts reached a breaking point for the VTuber community, causing many users on Twitter to criticize GamerSups for partnering with the creator. One VTuber, KO, ended up. Why does she put? I hate that she writes it in here. Ended his GamerSups partnership 2 days after Kirsche's tweet. Now this I can agree with, right? If you don't, agree with GamerSups thing, then end your sponsorship, right? I don't agree with calling to get rid of her just because she doesn't say that, deplatforming, trying to take her sponsorships. If you don't agree with what the sponsor is doing, you know, by all means end it. Like, hey, I don't like that you're working with this person. You know, if I went into my favorite bakery and there was a guy goose stepping around, yeah, I might not go back to that bakery. Same thing with like the one they always talk about, the Christian bakery they were trying to legally force to make a cake for a trans person. If you don't like the views of that business, go somewhere else. So this I can agree with. I've decided to end my let's see what he says. I've decided to end my partnership with GamerSups because of certain creators affiliated with the brand. He doesn't even name her, so hold on. It looks like there's more to it. Let me actually click on it. Okay. Affiliated with the brand who have expressed openly bigoted views without facing any consequences. I mean, you can say what you want on the internet. What consequences do people want for her for saying this? Can you say, wait for it, she names herself? Oh, does she? I believe in fostering an inclusive community, and I do not wish to support or be associated with companies that enable harmful behavior. This is not the company that I want my community to spend money on. I think this is a soy statement, okay? However, I think this statement so far is the best one. Like, hey, GamerSups, I don't agree with your thing. I'm leaving. He's not like encouraging. Let's see, what else did he say here? Oh, now he's calling to action. So, well, there went that. I encourage fellow creators to think about whether or not their partnership with the company is worth continuing. I don't agree that it's a good idea to just let creators create content and try to do our best to make the best products on the internet. If it means allowing hateful people to be representing your brand. Okay, that's a little bit far. Oh God, Flash, you're racist. Can't be racist. Okay, come on now. Can't be racist towards white people, but of course someone like you wouldn't understand that. Well, that guy lost me. Too soy, bud. Too soy. Oh. It remains unclear whether GamerSups will issue a response to Kirsche's behavior. Have they? When does this article set? Oh, this is from April. Has GamerSups even made a comment on it? Did they drop her? People often forget freedom of speech also implies freedom of disassociation. Yeah, agreed. Agreed. You can. I think people talk about speaking with your wallet, and that is the biggest thing. I don't agree with mass reporting of like even as soy as that other guy, that Kaiju or whatever his name was, is that to me is using his freedom of speech. He could have even named her. That's him using his freedom of speech to say, I'm no longer going to be with this company. I don't agree necessarily. Well, he has the right to reach out and say, hey, if you shouldn't either because of these beliefs. What I don't agree with is when you get massive amounts of people who are like emailing GamerSups and things like that. As much soy to announce your departure, but it's still part. Yeah, I agree. It's still part of the freedom of speech. The thing about the leftists are the real racist annoys me is that I did that almost as a joke before this Gamergate 2 stuff kicked off. Yeah, okay, well, yes. I will guarantee you that most won't. Just put that back on screen. Sorry. Made myself laugh there. While there are people that can make this statement and stuff like that, I don't believe that's the mass amount of leftists. You can't be racist towards white people, but of course someone like you wouldn't know that. to me is an unhinged comment. You have your right to say it, but I have a right to call you an idiot for saying it. While I don't think there's a massive campaign to erase whites and shit like that, there are people who are actively racist against white people, right? P plus P equals racism is a stupid idiot. Yeah. As much as Kirsche is burning herself doing this, the whole controversy is just soy left and soy right. Yeah, that's what it's kind of looking like as I'm going through this. This is like just a soy. They shouldn't be allowed to have a partnership because they say unhinged shit online, right? And it's pretty obvious that she's an absolute moron. Kirsche Fox Girl is just an absolute moron who's never thought about any of these subjects a day in her life. She's just copying whatever talking point is popular so she can get views, and cuddling up, I'm sure, to Asmongold, who is now a political commentator. Of course, Kirsche walked herself into controversy. It's impossible for GamerSups to defend. I mean, GamerSups doesn't have to defend it. They can choose to platform her, and they can choose not to. Like, the brands generally don't want to get into politics unless they're trying to use it as some kind of marketing scheme, because they want everybody, right? I doubt the guy who made this company is over there thinking, I want to let all the racists in. This could be the case of the right-wing VTuber retweeting a Kirsche fan name. So many. Heathen. Rock against communism. Okay, what was I trying to look here at this? I guess this person is alt-right. When all said and done, I will be the one to leave you in misery and hate what you've become. Rock against communism. Sober, I hardly know her. Well, that's kind of wild. Oh, man. Okay, this is rude. I got to be careful scrolling this. Let's go. I mean, that's a pretty wild clip or picture. If Cinder didn't get kicked out of GamerSups, Kirsche probably not getting the door out. Not getting out the door. Yeah, I didn't look into the Cinder stuff either, and I saw that all over the place. Maybe I should have. I mean, when it comes to GamerSups and like YouTube sponsorships, normally they're just going to be counting the numbers. If they're still getting, if they're still getting plenty of money from the other YouTuber, why would they kick them out and hope these other ones come back? But I don't know. I don't know much about GamerSups other than the YouTube ads I see all over the place. So now we're using another YouTuber that she retweeted recently, whose name I can't pronounce, Sin Chow. Recently received an official Kirsche plushie and posed with it. In one of the images shared by Kirsche, placed the plushie next to an enormous collection of Nazi and fascist books. What do we got? What do we got in here? Okay. Yeah, I would say this person, seeing her thing or seeing her tweet, I don't even care if she gets kicked out. It's more about how much she is going on about this. Yeah, I mean, she's playing it up now. She's feeding into the left, which is only making them angrier, and going from there. I have y'all on the wrong side. Let me fix that window so y'all can actually. I'm not in the over. Where are you, chat box? Oh no, that's not chat box. Come on. There's chat box. Let's put you right there. Boom. She's very unlikely to get a new sponsor after this. Yeah, that's possible. Hold on one second. All right, I'm back. I'm back. Wife said there's people sneaking around the outside of our house. So, what's up, sweetie? My daughter just saved me from getting locked out of the garage. So, okay, I don't care about her sending a plushie to a neo-Nazi. One that might actually be a Nazi. Did someone say what is Twitter page is filled with anime women promoting Nazi imagery and works. In one tweet, an anime girl with a swastika is shown along with the message, did someone say race war? Let me go back to this chick real quick. I wanted to see something. I mean, I get it, but it's not like, does she have a... It's not like she's a huge account. I bet there's not going to be many people following somebody who has this. This is one of my problems with these things when it comes to at least the soy side, and that's what we're going to go over. That's where I'm kind of on that side now. I'll get to Fox Girl and her dumb shenanigans and some of the right's dumb shenanigans in a minute. But, yeah, guilt by association is one of the, I think, the fucking dumbest arguments you can ever make. On top of it, you're showing me an account that 1,500 followers. Like this isn't Asmongold level person. This, you know, maybe she's signal boosting this account. Maybe it got more followers off of her back, but it's clear to just look edgy. So I really could give a shit about this per se. Nazi imagery extends to books, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I can see the books, the essential speeches by Adolf Hitler. Kirsche responded to the user, I like your sleeves, gloves, and boots. I mean, that's pretty tame. As much as I dislike Fox Girl, ain't no one got time to investigate every profile they repost, reply to. Yeah, I mean, it's like, who cares who this shitter is that she reposted and tweeted about the girl's sleeves, right? Did she even send, like, this chick bought her thing is my guess. Yay, I got my plush. So, okay, stop that. So this wasn't even given to her. It's not like, do we have proof that it was a gift for some reason because she likes this anti-woke Nazi bullshit, whatever? No, it looks like this person got their plush, made a tweet about it. She saw it and, retweeted. She may follow this person too, but to me, this is not a big, like this. Who gives a shit? While Kirsche is political, I hate this idea of calling these people political YouTubers. They're not political YouTubers. It was sold then. Is she supposed to control who she has? Yeah, she could have not reacted to the account, but it was really just her trying to make a funny statement. I like your thing. She's got her pinned up against the wall. I like your, whatchamacallit. But I hate this idea of calling these people political fucking streamers. They regurgitate the most retarded talking points and never go into politics. They don't talk to anyone outside of themselves. I mean, what's the one time Asmongold has talked to anybody else about politics was Hassan after he made his retarded comments that got him banned. I mean, these aren't political commentators. They're just rage baiters that are spewing out whatever they can to try and get posted up on Twitter or get clipped or anything like that. Perhaps it's irrelevant whether Foxgirl knew about the political imagery behind the post. You're already saying she might not know about the imagery. Are you fucking kidding me? What matters most is how GamerSups feels on the matter. This is not her first controversy. It's likely won't be her last, which begs the question, is there a line Kirsche and other content creators can cross before a partnership is threatened with the company? I mean, if the company is trying not to stay, let's see here. If you want to be charitable, it's much more believable to someone to post their plushie near the Nazi books for the funny than being an actual Nazi. Yeah, there's the idea, like, and this has been a thing forever, is people like to be edgy. It's edgy to buy Mein Kampf, right? Most of them have probably never opened the book. A bunch of little things that this writer is using to make a decent case that are very least Kirsche panders to these types of people. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting at. But she's not even going after Kirsche in this article. She's going after GamerSups. Like, is the other person? There's another article here. Is this also about GamerSups? This is VTuber Allure. Like, if the guy posting the plushie is an actual Nazi, that's just unfortunate, 1 in 1,000 chance. Yeah, I agree, 100%. I've done some Sieg Heils in my day, or some 999s. I mean, being edgy can be funny. I was in the military. You get tons of shit like that from all over the place. No, this is just her going after another VTuber. So I don't know that this has much to do with this current debate. But, oh, look. Oh, Saturday is good for me. I'm an adult, so if you want daytime hours, you'll have to let me know ahead of time. I'll free anytime after 9 p.m. Well, that's great, Vincent, because I am usually streaming not after 9. So Saturday works. I'll probably dual stream, though, if you're bothered by that. Let's see. It's like you can't be in control of people who buy your plushie. And when you say out-of-pocket things, you're going to get other people who say out-of-pocket or do out-of-pocket things. Let's go to my bookmarks, because I did have a few. We'll get to that one in a minute, and we'll also get to that one in a minute. So here's that.
£1 million mosque somewhere in, like, northern England that doesn't even have, like, a... They're building, like, a £2.5 million mosque somewhere.
Who is they, though? Makes me wonder. Let's see here. As a demonstration of how my antis have been lying by omission with regards to the content. Oh, this is her response. And views. Please see how they treated the 23rd out of context clip in this compilation. I have an edgy sense of humor. I don't think it's a sense of humor. I think you just like to say it to try and get views. But that's my personal take. So that might not be true. I think she's a rage baiter. No, if Tycon Blue joins, he'll probably do the same. Tycon Blue, I don't know if I know him. But I'm still learning all the new people in this great sphere that we have. he's clue on this, but is a former Gamergate who mostly been plug his second book on Gamergate. Oh, he wrote a book on Gamer. Let's see. Oh, clueless on this, but is a former Gamergate who mostly put plug his second book. Okay. Hey, Benzine, what's going on? We're talking about big tittied VTubers and what awful people they are today. So let's see. As for demonstrations of how my antis and have been lying by omission with regards to the content of my views, please see how they treated the 23rd out of context clip for this compilation. I have an edgy sense of humor. I like the shock jocks of old. It's incredibly, this is, a lot of people like to use this. Like, I existed during the shock jocks of old, right? You know, I was making fun of kids and using slurs in Call of Duty. Me and the friends were making edgy jokes and all of that stuff. I wasn't necessarily doing like I wasn't in the YouTube scene, you know. But I just this is like the excuse that they use when they're just rage baiting. I think I have an edgy sense of humor. I'm like the stock jocks of old. It's incredibly easy for people who have a no moral center to take something I say that requires minutes and more of context and make it look horrible. So here's why I say it's rage baiting versus actual edginess, right? And I'm gonna do a little glazing right now, even though I don't like to do that. Is one reason that I listen to Chud Logic is because he generally has good takes on things, right? He usually can look at a situation. Yeah, it's a standard excuse, maybe even being honest about that. Maybe she's even being honest about that. She could be being honest, but here's the thing is like I said, when it comes to like, you can give a good, thoughtful analysis on something instead of just being edgy on that content and be edgy at the same time, right? I can make a joke about all the Muslims in the UK and the what are they called, the rape gangs and things like that. There's edgy stuff that you can do there, but if you're going to, my personal take is if you're going to be a political YouTuber, you better have some kind of some kind of I completely lost my train of thought. My old man brain turned off for a second. You can give some kind of good analysis, right? If you're going to make a political statement on there and trying to be edgy with political statements, research the shit you want to get into. Be edgy while you do it, sure, all the time, but then give a good take on what's going on. It sounds like all this chick does is say whatever talking point happens to be popular at the time and then goes, oh, no, I'm just edgy. No, you're just retarded is what you are. The excuse doesn't work because you have to grow up at some point, but I don't know. But I don't know how you can talk about morals right after. You saying I can't talk about morals? I damn sure can. You can't go around saying things in public. Well, here's the thing. This is what I teach my kids, right? When it comes to, because I curse, and I have cursed in front of my kids. And what I've taught my kids, there's the idea of teaching your kids not to curse. And what I tell my kids is, like, right now, you're not at the appropriate age to curse. So, yes, you will get in trouble if you curse around me. But sometimes, oh, no, her. Yeah, okay, I can see that. But sometimes it's okay to curse, right? When you're in your thing. And it can be the same thing with any edgy joke or anything like that. Like, I'm not going to... I may make a joke on stream about a trans person or something like that. This is something that could happen in my career. But am I going to walk up to a trans person and say that joke to their face? No, probably not. I'm going to have some kind of respect for them. So, I mean, there's an appropriate time to be edgy, and it can be while you're doing analysis of political topics. I tend to stay away from them, but you very much can. Yeah, she's a regurgitator. She's the type of content creator I like to call a regurgitator. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them. That's what Asmongold has basically become. I didn't really care when he made dumb, gaming takes and shit like that. He really isn't as knowledgeable about the gaming industry as he would like to believe. But most of his takes were pretty run-of-the-mill milk toast. Let's get back to reading her though, because I just went off on my rant. The problem with being edgy is when you keep overdoing it, it just becomes casual racism at this point. I think, yeah, you can get into that dream. Like if you do it every single day, like if you're in your friends group constantly telling, like, I have friends groups who are military, so we tell, jokes all the time, right? There is a point though where, like, you've got that one friend who just can't stop making the jokes. And I mean, I can think of one in my friend group actually that all of us around him were like, yeah, we're pretty sure he's racist. You know what I mean? So there's a fine line to tread there. You can have fun, you can be funny, but do it too much and you're going to get labeled as such. I have thoughts, but I'll be saving many for now. That's fine. Hold them for the stream. I'm going to look up more information on this as we go. They don't care. Okay. And make it look, they pop me out of text. It doesn't take much to make you look horrible with those if you're saying edgy stuff. I mean, I'm sorry, that's just part of being on the fucking internet. They don't care. They're trying to ruin my life by lying. They think they are good guys by trying to destroy my livelihood for virtuous reasons. They are an army of talentless, seething fanatics. I am one Foxu. I don't know what a Foxu is, but I'm guessing that's her avatar thing. So she's basically like one step away from being a furry, right? Is that what it is? And with a small but elite cadre of autists, fuck me. I will unfortunately always be on the back foot because of sheer numbers, but I will not give up. I will not stop fighting because all they have are lies and humorless moral busybodies. Fox waifu, got it. I don't really know if I wanted to know that. These people want me broke and dead, and they think it's funny. So there are so many clips in this compilation trying to be used to slander me. So if you would like context of any of them, ask in the comments and I will provide. Okay. She's okay. Reached out with a confirmation of Kirsche being racist, spreading conspiracy theories, and defending George Zimmerman, and saying if there were no consequences, she wouldn't censor anything in her Discord. Also saying autistic dad should kill himself. All right, let's hear what she has to say.
Guy that believes that the best, reaction to, bad speech is good speech that counters it, and in the free marketplace of ideas, the best ideas.
A free marketplace of ideas, and if somebody has like a bad or a wrong opinion, sunlight is the best disinfectant.
I am extremely.
Heil Asmongold, our Hitlerite particle leader.
Hold on, bad take. Have you not seen the furry chart? No, I have not seen the furry chart. I very rarely dig into furry stuff. Contrary to belief, because I'm definitely not popular, my avatar is not my fursona. It is my pig. My real life pig.
Thank you, Clan.
When-
Ideas, and if somebody has like a bad or a wrong opinion, sunlight is the best disinfectant.
I am extremely
Heil Asmongold, our Hitlerite particle leader. Thank you, Clan. Oh my god, ayo.
I mean, that's just an edgy joke.
And Eldar chatter. Saint Floyd, may he rest infant, his name is uttered. Hey girl, I wanna stuff your calzone with my meat. Yeah, okay, Azahara. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. You just don't eat cheese because rotten milk is fucking gross?
What the fuck is this? Hold on. Old man trying to figure out how this works. What in the actual fuck did you just send me? All right, human, just a human. Nico, human structure with some animal, still just a human. Borderline furry, animal structured hands and nose, losing pure human shape. Pretty furry, colored skin showing fur. More furry, visibly furry skin, very furry, fuzzy and more animal structured. Basically an animal with human traits. And cat, still a furry. So where is she on this list then? I'll say she's pretty furry. Kimoji, you said you won't judge me. I am not a furry. I will stand my ground, 10 toes on the ground. I am not a furry. I have a few friends I've met online who are furries. I don't hate furries. Maybe borderline. I think she's here or pretty. No, she doesn't have the skin, right? Yeah, her skin's normal colored. So she's probably right here, I would say, borderline furry. She's crossed the line at least. Jesus Christ. Oh, well, that was something. Thank you for showing me something I never wanted to see. Oop. Is this it? Nope, that's not it. There we go. There we go. Let's move this back here, around. And let's close that. And let's continue here.
I'm just gonna say it because like I don't know what's real anymore. I almost like just without missing a beat responded to that with non-white detected.
Bucks. Cynthia making a huge mistake. Okay, here we go. Listen, I talked to her privately multiple times. Maybe I know a little bit more than you do. I'll put it that. Not gonna show anything. You'll just have to take my word for it. That's it. First, you'll make your mod, then you'll get divorced and have your super chat money taken from the divorce.
Not being.
I mean, can I make this bigger? Can we just go? Oh no, that's way too big. Nope, not doing that. Let's.
Racist to black people and thinking I was a Jew. And then I reached out to Synth himself and he was nice to me. He got berated by his chat for showing up in my chat, so I showed up in his chat. And he gave me a wrench because he's blind and can't read his chat. Literally within like an hour of me being given a wrench just so he can read my chats better, people were spreading that I was like a longtime fan and a longtime mod, when the only reason we're talking is because I had gotten harassed by his audience for not being racist and for being a...
Hold on, let's see. Now I'm still here. My stalkers found me and are trying to spin a story about how I'm a Nazi because I am a longtime mod for Synth. So she says she was a longtime mod and now she's not.
So again, like, long-term moderator Kirsche. The chat, we're afraid you're going to... Typically, no. I feel like it's dangerous to add friends.
I wonder if that's out. I'll have to see. I'll have to see where that message was made, because she very well could have made that message as like sarcasm with her being a long-time mod. That seems very clipped out of context.
On Steam, not just like for me, but also like people I have on my friends list. I wouldn't want like their accounts getting noticed, as it were. We'll make our own game with hookers and black. I got news for ya! Doing the Kirsche you can justify, but being gay? What the fuck? What's Kirsche's favorite 4chan board? I was a fucking pole-tard for many years. If you ever sat in comfy Robert streams, you probably interacted with me. Check your keys! Mick92, thank you for the proof.
Okay.
God takes care of things. God's gonna take care of me. God.
And this is why no one takes Christians seriously in current year. When I think of a Christian, I don't think of like the mighty crusades. I think of like some impotent soy cuck. Murder wasn't a race thing, and says the killer just made a bad choice.
I want to clarify something right off the start, because I've already heard some rumors and gossip. This was not a race thing, and this is not a political thing. Please do not comment if you do not know what happened. Do not turn this into a racial thing. It was not. Do not politicize this. It's not. This is a human being thing. This person made a bad choice, and it affected both his family and my family forever. I want to...
Now, my dad's not a cuck, so I know this wouldn't happen if I got murderated. But if I got murderated, and my dad came out and was just like, we need forgiveness right now. We don't honor the memory of my daughter by getting mad and wanting revenge on the people that I would become a hateful spirit, and I would haunt him until he killed himself, because that's the death that he would deserve at that point.
Yeah, I mean, she just says stuff to be quote unquote edgy. There's no, she's not even a political commentator. She's just your typical everyday rage bait commentator.
Because like
none of this stuff is all that surprising to me, and like one or two things are actually funny.
How the fuck do you have someone you love taken from you, much less a child, and then you get on national fucking news and you give all of this like pity party bullshit?
True. Low bait Andy. To make a comment on that, Christians, real true Christians, can do that, because forgiveness is more than about because forgiveness is a thing in Christianity and a big important part of it. So if she gave good analysis while still making some kind of edgy joke, I think that would be better. Otherwise, it just sounds like fucking word salad, edgy bullshit.
Boston continues to lead the way in advocating for the...
Don't you me, Vince. You're going to say something about the Andy Pants Christians of the fucking day.
rights of its diverse residents. Visibility for the transgender community is important, but only the first step. Advocacy and policy are needed to ensure that this vulnerable population is protected and uplifted in the potentially challenging years ahead. Why are we responsible for uplifting certain communities? Right? Like, why is that? Alright, okay, so I needed to save a meme. Well, let's see how welcome I am in a MAGA hat in City Hall. True and real. Well, it's like, as a Westerner, whenever I see, like, gender inclusivity, my eyes just glaze over, and I become irate. James Woods post...
Like...
Personally, I don't give a shit what slurs anyone says. I don't give a shit how often someone pops off with, like, the N-word or the F-word or any of these big no, wrong think words. If you want to say it, that's your fucking prerogative. Thoughts on free speech a little bit. But it's like, I fucking hate it. If it wasn't an issue, if I wouldn't get, like, blacklisted from companies, if I wouldn't get, like, crusaded on Twitter, I would have, like, literally nothing censored in my Discord.
That is a very odd statement, because what does she mean by nothing censored in her Discord? What she probably is these people that say that they're free speech absolutists, and I guarantee you most of the people that say they're fucking free speech absolutists are not. Hands down 100%. Otherwise, though, these are all like, you could attach this next to an Asmongold clip or a Synthetic Man clip or any anti-woker, and it would be the exact same thing. Yeah, it's impossible to be a free speech absolutist. I agree. There's a line for free speech. You just have to figure out where your moral line is for it and see if the legal line agrees with you. I can generally prove someone's not a free speech absolutist with one question.
That's for sure. Ooh, black guy!
Okay, come on, that's a little funny.
I don't like that. Ooh, black! What?
Okay.
Always the black ones that jump scare me!
Oh god.
Funny. Saint Floyd of the Fent mentioned, take a shot.
You already own 2 of the 3 things, and you have a first aid spray already.
Bitch, ready up!
Damn, that's racist. I'm black.
We owe you one.
And I'm an American!
His.
What was that? That wasn't even like...
You mean like disbarring everyone who represents Trump? What is 5,000 lawyers in the bottom of the sea? That's called a good start, Jesus Christ. He types lawful a lot. I don't believe it. Emmanuel Castanelos, thank you for the 50
Vince said not impossible, it's just questionable. Yeah, I think if you... Here's the thing. If you're going to be a free speech absolutist, you have to be okay with child porn. And that's where most people realize they're not actually free speech absolutists. So, as it for being chaos, yeah, I think maybe. I mean, the internet is already chaos with and you know, in the United States, speech can be chaos with the amount of free speech that we have. Because I mean, you could threaten someone in the United States, and as long as the intent isn't there and it's not a serious threat, then it's protected by free speech.
Mexicans, my guy, they gotta go back to. He has a point. If you're sentenced to... These people forgot demographic decline in their blackmail calculus. They want a social credits. We are the carbon they want to reduce. True and real. Our new concern involves outsiders writing shareholder letters advising companies to not support LGBTQ groups, Ellis said. GLAAD is working with companies on how to respond to such letters. I would honestly be impressed if they had any response to them. I would just assume that these people would ignore it. It all comes back to Bridge. Bridge is overarching, and that makes it scary. But we can win. We can win, chat. And this is what
some of these are like the most milquetoast
you guys
fucking thing. How long is this video?
Hate crime stuff before
10 minutes.
And how like it just shouldn't exist at all. But personally, I get very incensed when I see shit like this, because whenever it's something like George Zimmerman, who's not even white, or someone like Kyle Rittenhouse, you have to suffer through like months, if not years, of people telling lies, and people telling like a false story of what happened.
She's never looked into anything to do with the Zimmerman or Rittenhouse. You can tell just by the way she's talking. Her bridge coverage is weird. I mean, it's all like surface level. It yeah.
It doesn't matter how they got exonerated. Everyone's just like, oh, this is systemic, like, white supremacy, and, you know, we need the hate crime charges. This was a hate crime that these black people died. And it's like, I'm sick of it, man.
Passion.
Hate's continuing its toll. Despite the tremendous gains of the civil rights movement, hate and discrimination are still deeply entrenched in our society. In its most extreme form, hate continues to claim the lives of those caught in its path. Every year, people are still being killed because of the color of their skin. Well, I mean, that's true, but usually those ones who are killed, you guys are there to teach them forgiveness instead of actually caring about the people in their lives who have been murdered.
Okay. I think we get the idea of she says out of pocket shit all the time. Also a reminder, the same person. This is the full context.
It's super out of pocket, and you're like, you're repressing the desire to.
Hold on.
Why is there a fire happening right now?
There are multiple fires that are taking place.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're the news though. You're supposed to know.
Well, I don't know how it started. We don't know how it started. There, you know,
I think
winds.
it's all the gay people in LA.
Okay. There we go.
Gina,
Unacceptable. It's like when you're a Twitch streamer and someone says something super out of pocket, and you're like, you're repressing the desire to laugh while also saying, I disavow. The fires are because of all the flaming gays. The man.
Okay, yeah. So yes, they clip her out of context on some of her stuff. I mean, how is the context any better? I mean, she's laughing at the guy's comment. I would have laughed at it too. It is funny. And they cut it off like she was the one who said it, right? I think that's where it's coming from. Does it make her look better? No. It's still the same edgy joke. Or it's still the same surface level jokes, not edgy jokes. Because I don't think she has any brains in her head to actually think about these situations. Also a reminder, the same person who is supposedly a lead writer on Bionicle took the last time out to lie about me. It's funny they want to act like Kirsche just had a little different opinion. Whoopsie. And not that her most recent video plays like white replacement 4chan conspiracies and nobody says, yeah, I mean, okay, sure, it might read like this, but call her out for it, I guess, which is what they're doing. Oh, and then they do the typical, oh, it's a trans, the scary trans. Look, I had the same question with Vosh when he pulled this for this tax folder. Oh, goodness. Hope and see. I mean, she's just feeding off of it. Look, 1,000. That one didn't get a lot. 4K. I almost guarantee that she's gained followers off the back of this, right? Let's go back here. Where is my bookmarks? According to my marketing team, I'm a brand risk. Brand risk is one of my favorite flavors of GamerSup, and you can try it yourself for 10% off using a code.
Seem to hate me.
Okay, let's see.
So
what is this?
Hilarious post.
What is this, and why?
This is a perfect opportunity. I'm gonna have to make a tweet. I'm gonna have to make a tweet later, because like, who does marketing better for me than people who seem to hate me? They're like my best marketing team. I don't even need to pay them. It's literally for free. And so I saw this little interaction. I saw some person saying, y'all should contact GamerSup business email, send them this clip, and tell them you'll no longer buy the product while she's partnered. And someone else is like, yeah, people are most definitely doing that Seems like they don't care very much, but not surprising.
It's Azura Lane, the mobile game.
If enough people do it, they will do something.
So it's a Gooner game?
I mean, this bitch is a brand risk. And I was like, holy fuck. Brand risk is one of my favorite GamerSupps flavors. You should buy Brand risk using code Kirsche for 10% off before you buy my merch. I was like, holy fuck, I love that flavor. The memes write themselves. I don't.
And yeah, you're right, Vincent. That's right where it is. This right here is just the proof that all she's doing it for is to garner views. You know, right out there in the open for her to say. And honestly, the lefties are feeding right into it. And we've already seen that one, and then we've seen that one. I mean, my take on this is pretty much how I thought it was going to go. She baits for attention. We'll listen to this one in just a second. She baits for attention, and she says the edgiest thing she can think of at all times to get people to spread her around, whether it's edgy kids who are jerking off to her stream, or whether it's the left angry at the words that she says. She's winning. She's winning the match right now by doing it. She might be a brand risk, but it's not like she doesn't make enough for living off of super chats. Yeah, and she may still get AdSense. You know what I mean? You can say some pretty crazy stuff. I haven't heard her say any slurs in any of the stuff that they've shown, but I have seen a leaked document where there actually is an allowance of slurs depending on its use and who it's going towards with YouTube. So is she mostly Twitch or is she mostly YouTube? I don't think she would last very long on Twitch. I feel like she would have already been kicked off of Twitch, but YouTube, she can do this stuff all day long. And now let's bring up the cocksuckers coming in.
Something here at Side Scrollers. We are in.
Of course, Craig has to fucking signal boost. He's fucking got nothing else in his life that's working out. So he's going to try and jump on the back of this Fox girl pretending she's getting canceled to act like he's the big man trying to help her out and get himself a little bit of attention.
Of doing something here at Side Scrollers, which I think will play. This has been a vision for a long time, and this is kind of accelerated a little bit over the past weekend with Kirsche. But let me just say this. You have companies distancing themselves from Kirsche. Fuck that. We're in the process of adding Kirsche.
Have any companies actually distanced themselves from her? Like, has there been any? So far, from what I've looked at, no one has distanced themselves from her. GamerSupps hasn't dropped her as far as I've seen. So this is just bullshit. Craig is a pathetic loser.
It's what we're doing over here at Side Scrollers, with more information coming very, very soon. We will be doing more with Kirsche because I don't think she did anything wrong. So we have a handshake agreement in place for some things right now, which if you want to support her on GamerSupps, awesome. If you want to support her here on Side Scrollers Plus, we encourage you to do that. You can use promo.
There it is. Oh, that one game dropped her, right? And then got review bombed. But okay, I looked up that game and let me do this. So that game doesn't look like it was getting a lot of traction. Steam, DB, what was the last one I looked at? Yeah, Greg also doesn't think Grums did anything wrong. Craig is a bootlicker. That's all he fucking is. He finds He's a little fucking bottom feeder that's sifting around for the scraps of other people. That's why he's trying to get Fox Girl on. He wants her on because he wants some of that little bit of clout for himself. What was the name of the game that it was? I looked it up earlier. Crime Boss. Yeah, Crime Boss Rock City. So, yeah. So I looked at the Steam DB for it, and it hasn't really seen a lot of players here. I'm about to pull it up. And I know Steam DB, not always accurate, but I think in this case we can use it. What are you doing? No, don't open. One day I'll have this set right. Okay, where is? Not what I asked for. How did you get way the fuck over there? There we go. All right. So Steam DB. So it looks like around I think this is the case with him. Her. Sorry, I've seen the clown nose on, nose off from enough people just to believe that she's free of the bigot claims. Yeah, I mean, okay, here's the thing. If you're going to make a joke, an edgy joke, be prepared to be called a bigot. If your entire career is making jokes that would be taken as bigots, don't get mad when people call you a bigot, right? I don't know that I would call her a bigot. Really, nothing she said bothers me. Like I don't see a need to cancel her for it. She's just another retarded streamer that pretends they're doing politics. But yeah, so Steam DB, it looks like somewhere around the 11th or so, it got a big boost. And is this around the date that she was canceled? Because if it is, it looks no, because this is April. April's probably when it's opened, but it hasn't been a very big game. Like it hasn't. They may have kicked her for their more reasons, but it didn't do anything for them. I don't know. If I was this company, I would have just not given a shit. It's not like this game was very popular anyway. Boom, boom, boom. So that's kind of what I've found so far when it comes to her. My take is that she's just an Asmongold clone with big tits and fox ears, pretending that she's a political streamer and saying unhinged shit to get views. Do I think she needs to be canceled for that? No, but it doesn't look like she's getting canceled. It looks like she's doing what a lot of these people do and using that rage to boost herself up. Like, oh, she lost sponsorship of a game that no one gave a shit about. Who cares? GamerSupps isn't going to drop her. And personally, I don't think they should. Not someone I would watch. She seems pretty retarded. If I wanted terrible political takes, I would just watch Asmongold or Hassan. The funny part is that the Crime Boss devs could have wanted to part ways with Kirsche, but the publisher forced them to, and they're going scorched earth. Oh, now that is interesting. If that's the case, that's like a whole different zone, because that's not Crime Boss's fault. there was another case where something like that happened. Oh, the lawsuit case with Schedule 1 was the same thing. Like, there technically wasn't a lawsuit, but the publisher, it got leaked that the publisher wanted to do an investigation in case there was any, and it blew up on, not Schedule 1. Yeah, it blew up on, it was Schedule 1, the other company. So there's that. One person online wanted me to go talk about this Anna Valens chick and the shit that she's done. But I really don't care. It's not all that topical at the moment. Yes, she sounds like a wretched individual for some of the things that I've heard, and it would be funny to look into her deeper. But I really wanted to just go over the Kirsche stuff. They actually didn't go out. The drug dealer Sims publisher went after Schedule 1. So they didn't go after him. What happened is it leaked that they were doing research into a potential lawsuit based off of patents with drug dealer Sim. Drug dealer Sim got, of course, review bombed and all that other shit. They came out with a statement that said, no, it wasn't, well, you know, this is their statement, so take it with a grain of salt. No, we weren't looking into it. The publisher was doing something that they do with all games that are similar to make sure patents weren't broken or something like that, and then it ended. So they didn't technically go after Schedule 1, but it made them... They may not have gone after Schedule 1, but the stuff that broke out made them look very, very jealous of Schedule 1's success. That's what I need to do on stream, probably. Get a bunch of you guys together and see if we can play some Schedule 1 and do some unhinged shit. I just jump scared myself again. I don't know about this incident, but the other one... I remember learning about this, and this case kind of sucks. Like, it's a good shoot, 100% good shoot for the cop. I would agree with him on that, but she's like a schizophrenic of some sort of mental disorder that caused her to do this. So it sucks that happened to her, but the cop had to do what he had to do. So anyway, that's my coverage of what's going on with Kirsche. Kamoji, if you didn't see, I'm bringing on, what's her name? What's his name? I think all of the people that watch me are guys. Well, they don't watch me. Simon Rabuni on. We're going to talk about stuff on Saturday. It looks like Vincent might come on too. We might do a dual stream. Or under drug influence. I hate to tell you, but I'm always under drug influence. Just more of the stable kind, we'll say. But it would be a funny stream to do. Maybe have some drinks and sell some drugs in Drug Simulator. That would be funny. So, what time is it? 10:30? I may end it. It may just be a short stream, and I'll repost this as a segment later on. But it's been interesting. I want to see more about it. If y'all have any more information, let me know. In my Discord, there's a little like content link area, so you can put stuff in there if you want me to look into it. Maybe follow it on stream. But this has been an interesting look in the world. This is probably one of my first looks into the world of YouTuber. I've watched a few videos on stuff like Nux Taku, but I've never really looked into it. Sometimes it's best not to force it. Yeah. Savvy posted some stuff about the Vice person. If this interests you, yeah, I'll look at Savvy. I think she's... a dumb bitch, but we'll see what her takes are. Sometimes her takes are just very milquetoast, and then occasionally she makes a crazy take. maybe that's where they were wanting to get into it, where it's not. What do we got here? What do we got here? Savvy. Nope. Nope. Is this it? Where did it go? Maybe I need to step away. There we go. Google savvy. Boom. I am going to dox myself like that one day. World will tell a story. Is this it? I see your signal boosting her. Let's see what Savvy has to say. I looked up the tweets and they are real. What tweets is she talking about? These ones? Oh, she's pretending to be a journalist. All right, so let's see. I looked up the tweets and they are real. He also writes non-con rape incest. He played an online children's game where he knew children would be interacting with his character and triggered a vibrator. I remember hearing about that. That shit is fucking crazy. I would like to see more about it, but this one right here is fucking nuts. And I kind of had a soft take on it at first. Like, the more I've thought about it, like, if it was a single player game, I think I'd have more of a problem, but I don't like the idea of my kids sitting down to play this game, knowing that if they grab one of the characters, it could be some fucking dude. Savvy, I do think she may have some, like, she doesn't always have bad takes, right? So, but then she doesn't like to engage with anyone else. And I don't know that she's the great journalist that she won the award for. So let's see. So this guy who is constantly worried about harming children writes incest, rape, and plays children games to have children triggered his sex toys. I want to make two things very clear. I seldom just use fantasy and fiction as a way to profile someone. I actually support people being into whatever fiction they want, as long as it's fiction. But his side does not. Okay, sure. They celebrate No Mercy being banned, but not a peep about this man. Is it this? Yeah, good takes, but she acts like a Karen. I see what she's saying here, but this is a whataboutism. You know, yeah, they do it, but the other side, why didn't they go after? You know, they went after No Mercy, but why not this person? So I really don't care for this argument. Like, let's talk about the things that he's doing and consistency and stuff like that. You can't, you know. I don't know. I just don't like that saying that. Like, it could not even be the same group. Like the women's group, feminist group who went after No Mercy could absolutely go after this guy. I don't know that they wouldn't, right? And that was kind of the crux of it. Yeah, lefties are going to jump all over it and stuff like that, but this is a bad argument, bad take in my book. It takes multiple red flags to decide if someone is truly unwell and should be ignored. I believe anal violence is actually one of the few who is a deranged lunatic without hyperbole. Savvy also tries to be the free speech absolutist for fiction things. Yeah, I've seen her do that, and I got into it with her in a quick spat about No Mercy, and she tried to come back at me, and I called her sea slur and some other things, and then she just kind of ignored. Like, there was actual content in there about the idea of the freedom of speech from it, because I don't think Mercy would have passed freedom of speech laws or obscenity laws in the United States. I don't know that it would pass or wouldn't pass. You know, I'm not gonna. I don't like to make claims like that, but yeah, she uses it when it's convenient. That's probably the best way. It isn't that convenient for her side. Yeah. So, but I don't know. To me, these two things could be the same thing. If she's okay with Mercy, why is she not okay with the anal plug thing? If she's a free speech absolutist, this is this trans person putting a butt plug in that vibrates when a game interacts with it could be seen as a form of art. So if she's truly free speech, why does she have a problem with this but not No Mercy? So that's kind of the thing where, like, we found her line, which I can agree with that line. Not like, while no kids will directly be harmed by it, it's incredibly disgusting and unhinged. Let's see here. So I guess we are going to end up looking into this guy since I got time. Since we got time, we're deep diving into this hole. It takes multiple red flags. Fetishes men who identify as trans, getting to rape and cripple women in government-funded breeding farms. We're going to listen to that clip because that clip's absolutely unhinged. I would like to know more of the context behind it, but at the same time, I don't want to hear any more of it. Reduces women to breeders and thinks women want that. Admitted in an article he wrote that he played an online children's game and turned it into a sexual experience. Claims himself to have thoughts of children, real human children, because children cannot consent. This is rape. Okay. Yeah, Kamoji, that is kind of my take. It was my original take, and I think it still stands on the idea of, like, kinks within your four walls. If it was streamed somewhere, I would have. I hate it regardless, right? I absolutely hate it regardless. But people do kinks in the room. It's not equal to a person on Roblox actively grooming a kid to what is it called? Actively grooming a kid, in a Discord, getting nude pictures and all that other stuff. That's not the same thing as this person putting a butt plug in and playing inside of their house. They are leftists. They don't care about it. If it was a joke, they will treat clear jokes as proof. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. I mean, we've just seen that with the whole Fox Girl thing, is they'll take any comment you make. I'm sure I will find someone. Actually, I've already found people on the internet that have come at me for some of the things I've said online, especially when it comes to talking about the rule of thumb. But that's just part of it. The double standards is what divides me from these people. Yeah, I mean, I agree. If you're going to treat like if the problem is I don't think this was a joke. Like if this was joking stuff, I would definitely say there's more of a hypocrisy to it. The left always seemed to be more sensitive to all that stuff. Like none of it's okay, except for certain ones. Like I've met leftists who will, and most of this you got to realize is like the far left. We're talking about the extreme left. So, and that's where I've never gotten along with them. If Kirk gets the joke pass, why doesn't Alyssa get it for her thing? Smash is trying to use well, yeah, and that's one of the major. Like, I personally don't like Alyssa. I don't. I've never really cared for her, but I just kind of forgot about her. But yeah, she'll make a joke. Like it was very interesting to find out that she said the blowjob comment after Smash JT said the thing about her blowing her way to the top or having sex and stuff like that. So it's like, why couldn't she? I would have found that funny if I had read it in that order, but of course the only way I saw it at the time was through Smash JT. And the context I had was that they were trying to cancel him for saying this. And even if she hadn't said that, my initial thoughts would have still been there's no reason to cancel him over saying that he thinks she's a whore. Now, as I've seen more and more and the massive amount of content that he puts onto one person and Kotaku, a whole profile about the people who work for Kotaku and all of this other stuff, I don't know where it's going to fall in the courtroom. I don't think it's going to get slapped. I just don't think it's going to get slapped. But anyway, let's get back to this. The old iDubbbz logic. Are you talking about like it's either all okay or none of it's okay? Yeah, there is a thing to it. Like if we're going to let people have jokes, then let people joke. I think there's strength in dark humor. And if you don't like the dark humor that a certain person is putting out, don't engage with it. Or engage with it with more dark humor. Let's see here. So where she said, this is the crowd who can't distinguish fantasy from reality. You're just pulling the same talking points that all the wokies do. This is who is sick and disgusting. You're just villainizing them. This is just the same thing. Like if you try and take a nuanced take, they have nothing else to say but talking points like this. It like breaks any of these extremists, whether it's the left or the right. It breaks their brain to have to think of anything other than what the left should be saying in their talking point or on their script and what the right should be saying to counter on that script, right? There's no nuance to any of the conversations. They're all evil on both sides. And really, it's just a lot of retards. He expects us to find him the moral arbiter of all because he posts a blog on Vice. I know he posts a blog on Vice, but does he he does kind of, reading his article, he kind of does post himself as a moral arbiter. I will say that. Or she. I'll use proper pronouns. They act like all the wokies are the same way all the wokies think that they are all Nazis and racists. And you know what's funny about that? This what the right is doing right now, the far right is doing right now, is the exact same thing that lost the election for the left. The progressives pushed too far, politicians dug too far into the progressives, and everyone on every liberal and everything like that were basically pushed to the right. I'm sure and it came down to either they voted for Trump if they were more moderate left, and they agreed with some of the things, or they didn't vote for a president at all, or they voted for some rando. And it's just happening on the right all over again. And it's because they're doing talking points like this. He expects it's why the anti-woke are starting to die out, and they're having to reach into the more political, non-gaming political sphere, we'll say, because the woke just isn't as lucrative. Chris makes edgy jokes. I mean, she rage baits, is my opinion. This man thinks about raping children. Congrats at Crime Boss. This is who you listen to. Much like my previous encounter, did Crime Boss say? Let's dig a little. Can Crime Boss say anything about dropping her publicly? It doesn't look like they did. So they probably just did it silently, and then they didn't say anything. I doubt that they would. I don't know any company, like, it would be a bad business move to say you're just asking for hate from one side or the other. If you search his account for drugs, he admits to relying on drugs and alcohol previously, which messed his mind up. Okay, who gives a fuck? We've all done drugs in our days. I used to be a really heavy cokehead. Did it mess my brain up? Probably. So did the army. I don't give a fuck about his drug past and alcohol past. This is your moral frogging to something that you wouldn't do yourself, that you might do yourself and might have done yourself, which means his mind is more than likely is messed up. More than likely. Yeah, this is why I don't like Savvy and a lot of these other guys. This is a dumb statement. This is what a retard says to try and make him look bad, someone else look bad. Depending on how hard the drugs were, I wonder if there are holes. So she's referring to this. This is a debunked drug statement, by the way. There was this idea of ecstasy putting holes in your brain. And it was because some brain scans had been done on people with ecstasy who had done ecstasy or were on ecstasy, and there were dark spots in the brain. So the news media ran with the idea that, which I did do a lot of ecstasy in my 20s, that it put holes in your brain and that you could die from it. Well, an actual study was done on the drug, and it came to find out that your brain goes back to its normal functioning within a couple of days. Like, there's basically it's just a huge endorphin hit to you. So she's using dare talking points, probably the most harmful thing to kids when it came to drugs, to paint them like this. This whole fucking statement is just retarded. This guy needs actual help. That I probably agree with if he's putting butt plugs in his fucking ass and playing games. Not a platform to cancel someone he doesn't like. Sure. Let's see here. We've got tweets. His channel's 18 plus, or her channel's 18 plus. Oh, fuck. I wish people would just not do that. I don't really care for that in particular, but I'm kind of a prude sometimes. Correct, for example, people with POCD are horrified about committing abuse. That's why they have, what is POCD? I don't want to know this, do I? Yeah, it was. I remember seeing that there was an article done way back in the day about gaming and the idea of it. PODC, is this some kind of... No, that's not it. The idea has been around forever. This person just might have actually done it, I guess. Which is still unhinged. It's still fucking disgusting. But POCD, that's why. Dyslexia kicking in. Yeah, I would guess that hers would be, that Fox Girls would be 18 plus. Oh, okay. So he's a pedophile, obsessive, compulsive disorder. So they are they calling them? I never experienced CSA, although I did experience manipulation, exploitation by an older teen when I was younger, which was when my POCD symptoms really flared up. Fuck me. Oh, God. I guess they see her proportions as too narrow and her skin too clear, which says a lot. I also suspect a lot of this is obsession, compulsive in nature. As someone with OCD, sexual OCD, sometimes I feel like we're just making this shit up now. Is one of the most rampant forms. Okay, so she's a fucking disgusting freak. Got it. She's one of these people that puts all of her fucking kinks out there for everybody to see. I don't know where this is from though, so maybe it's just a smaller website. A voracious dragoness, Violet, the Empress of Draconia, makes a considered agreement with her love, Kaliko. Violet will strike, and Kaliko will be rendered succubus. It's archived from our own. Oh. AO3? What's it? You're going to have to get me with the acronyms. AO3? But Kaliko may be surprised just how much the Empress hungers for her meal. That's... Oh, you have some stories up there too? Rape, non-con. So I'm going to say that I've kind of become a prude in my old days. Well, no, I've probably always kind of been that way. I have no problem with your kinks and whatever you want to do. I just keep it to your fucking self or your little Discord groups. I don't need to know every little dirty kink is aquarium of our own. Oh, okay. Is it like a one of those text fantasy based sites? You can tell just how much of a prude I was towards of our own. I don't know. A fan-created, fan-run, non-profit, non-commercial archive for transformative fan work. Oh, fan fiction site, fan art. Okay. Gotcha. So this is just her doing her fan stuff on this site. It's not a porn site, but it's a site with porn. Yeah, you mean like most of the sites in the beginning? Reddit isn't a porn site, but it is a site that has porn on it. And then Tumblr got into trouble with that. And then this is the one that I remember seeing. Fall Guys is a quasi-battle royale game, and now it's a sex game too. Using some open source sex toy technology, you can have the vibration of multiple players game sent to your sexual assistant of choice and have a right old time. Holy fuck. It's not the main focus. Yeah, I can see that. It's a fan fiction site where you do just that. Draw art, make fan stuff. Right here, one of the ones that says Harry Potter stuff, things like that. Yeah, I get it. I wasn't saying that it's like a complete, degenerate site like what Tumblr ended up becoming, but things like that do happen in there. And my personal thing is like, like I said, I still stand by. I don't need to know every kink you have unless I'm going to go into the bedroom with you and learn for myself, right? Or we have that conversation beforehand. I think we should bring back a little bit of kink shaming just so it's not completely out in the open. It's usually something you actually have to go looking for. In a lot of cases, I can say me as when I was a normie user was, it's you have to kind of go looking for the sites. Like I haven't jump scared. I haven't been jump scared by stuff because usually, like if I'm using Reddit, I'm not looking up direct porn. I'm usually on a grimdark website or something else like that. So you're usually already porn sick if you're looking for this kind of stuff. Daily Dot, NSFW reporter, and Valens demonstrated the experience recently on a stream. Essentially, you're hooking up a vibrator to it, whatever machine you're playing Fall Guys on, and whenever the controller would normally rumble, your toy does instead. Oh, God, that's so fucked. It's done using the anti-face games. I don't care how it's done. So here's my biggest problem with this, and where I have a huge problem with the way they did it. Usually you don't get jump scared. I like that. Is doing it on a stream. Like now you're not. It's already disgusting that you're doing it, but at least if it's just within your four walls, it's your, there's no harm being done. You can say the harm thing. A lot of times I hate the way harm is used in a lot of situations. But streaming the experience, like I would have just as much a problem with it being streamed. Oh God, I'm losing it. I would have just as much problem if it was Amaranth doing it on one of her streams, right? Oh, that's where my morals sit with that. Personally, I don't agree with Asmongold on the take that they can just be there. I really don't think any of the OnlyFans YouTubers should be pushing the lines the way they're doing. Amaranth probably should have been banned a long time ago, along with some of the other ones. But that's not here nor there. That's a whole nother Twitch problem. Oh God. Professional age play was a bit of a no-go for me in the 2010s, early 20s. Agreement BT, I don't even want to know what that is. And editors, yeah, Twitch is just a cam site on some sessions. It is. It was worse when it was being pushed to the front. And while it was hilarious that people started drawing all the fucking furry dicks, they should have never even considered that an idea, right? So, I mean, I won't put my kids on Twitch. I won't let them look at Twitch. And even YouTube is very restricted on the access that I give. So basically this person is a freak is what they're going for. So she wrote the article. She's a porn sick pedophile freak. Like, I don't want to call her direct pedophile, but she is calling herself a direct pedophile. So I guess that's true. Sure. Yeah. Got it. Don't know if that that doesn't change any of my views though on the Fox girl thing, right? It doesn't change any of the views whatsoever. It's the same fucking, thing. She Where is she calling herself one? She called herself one. Let me pull it back up. It's in this one of these tweets. If I can find the fucking thing, where did it go? Boom. So, boop. People with POCD. POCD. CD. Oh, that's not it. Are people with pedophile obsessive compulsive disorder. Right here, she states, which was when my PODC symptoms really flared up. So, she's basically saying she's she has obsessive compulsive disorder of pedophilia. Is that what she's saying? Post-operative cognitive dysfunction? Yeah, when I got POCD, this is what came up for me. Boop. POCD, or pedophile obsessive compulsive disorder, is a, oh, well, I guess if you could see it, that would help, huh? Is a subtype of OCD characterized by intrusive, unwanted thoughts, images, or urges related to sexual attraction of children. So while they're not directly calling themselves a pedophile, yeah, I like to look it up too, as much as I can. I mean, and this is just the AI thing, of course, but she's saying she has pedophilic thoughts, intrusive pedophilic thoughts. To me, that makes you a pedophile, you know. And now, has this person harmed a child? No, not all pedophiles have harmed a child. We can get into the fucking Vosh and Queeman and all those guys' debates on pedophilia and mental health and things like that. But we'll just go with, unless she means something different, unless she really means something different, she's pretty much saying she has pedophilic thoughts. Boop. So in that case, she is wretched. Let's see if we can find that video of the breeding things, because that's just funny. What are these ones? Oh, they've got more. Additional shada, lolly, etc. is an OCD trigger for me because I suffer from, I mean, even here, Shoda, it's called Shoda. Even here, she's kind of admitting to that thing. Shoda, lolly, etc. is an OCD trigger for me because I suffered from POCD for a very long time. I think my experiences with POCD made me a lot more compassionate to people who have thoughts and feelings they can't help. So this statement, like, I don't know much about, oh God, I guess. Let's shrink it down. Yeah, so true. Like, she could very much be, it makes it much clearer. But here's the thing that she's talking to, like, I think my experiences, has she gone to some kind of help with it? Oh, of course, and it's fucking tiny this time. Oh, this makes a lot of sense. I never experienced CSA, although I did experience manipulative exploitation by an older teen when I was younger. Oh, it's basically the same statements. Yeah. I think I might need to do age play audios. Every millennial has a secret need, getting a juicy juice, a coloring book, a nice warm cookie, and a nap time with cuddles up against mommy's tummy. So that's not pedophilic in nature. That's in the age play. So I don't care about people's kinks. I will call you weird and degenerate for it. But what you do in your own home is your business. Don't put it on there. And then, oh, this is her compulsively avoiding children, maybe even your own. Is this from, I guess this is turning down jobs. Okay, so this is painting a different picture for me. And now I'm turning against Savvy again on the pedophile allegations. Oh, all right. Let's read this all instead of just what's underlined. Turning down jobs that involve working with children. Compulsively avoiding children, maybe even your own. Choosing not to have children. Seeking reassurance from others. Did that person look older than 18? Watching content about pedophiles and comparing wow, I read that wrong. Watching content about pedophiles and comparing yourself to them. Mentally reviewing present and past experiences for evidence of pedophilic behavior. Watching child porn to check if your obsession are true. Watching others behave around children and comparing with it to your behavior. So I'm going to straight say up now, I think this person, I think if you have POCD, you are a pedophile. You have the urges, you have the intrusive thoughts. The OCD part, yeah, it's like it's more likely you're worried that you might have the impulses. I think that can be a very high indicator. Yeah, I mean that's what they always do. They hire they underline the worst part. So I'm about to put on my fucking Queeman and Vosh mask here and say that, like, wouldn't this be the optimal pedophile if the person, like, we've already come to the conclusion that it's a mental disorder that people have a lot of times around abuse of when they were younger. So would you prefer the pedophile that is participating in participating is the wrong word. Would you prefer the pedophile that gets a job at a school, that tries to be around kids, that chooses to have their own kids, that doesn't seek reassurance, that loves watching child porn, so they're not doing it for any other thing than the enjoyment? I mean, this is what you would want somebody who had this thing to do. Now, has Anna, whatever the fuck her name is, gone to get therapy and is doing anything about it? I don't know. More than likely not. Yeah, Vincent, I know you don't like Queeman. I generally only like watching Queeman when he's doing drama. I don't really care for him when he's doing politics. I only really found him through Chud, and I agree, all Mr. Girl fans are fucking retarded. It's just, to me, Mr. Girl fans is just like the emo kids of when I was in high school. They're like, I listen to Mr. Girl because it's edgy. But with that being said, like, I'm sounding like a pedophile defender now by saying this. Yes, this person is a pedophile and a degenerate and wood chipper, but you're being dishonest with this very photo in it. Let's see here. This puts the mother-daughter fetish in a new light as well, given that he is a man who thinks little of women. Yeah, that I can agree with. None of this would really be anything to me, but given the new information, the unhealthiness, the sex obsession, the self-admitted thoughts of children, the way he approaches children's games, all this person thinks about is sex. This is a deeply unwell person going after a woman who has also previously talked about POCD. All of it, new context, and I hate it even more. Okay, that's the same text we've already seen. Has Fox Girl talked about POCD in any kind of light? Weird positions. Are you talking about his lolly positions specifically, or are there some other ones you have for it? Because I've You think she did? Did she talk about it in a positive light, or was it just more of her edgy humor, quote unquote? Because I mean, I get it. I get the whole wood chipper thing. Hate all pedophiles. Blah 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 blah. It's my knee jerk reaction for a long time, but you can't fix the problem by pushing people. You know what? We're not doing this. I'm not doing a lolly debate by myself on here. I'll do that another day. Either way, my take on this is also his defense of President Sunday and some other stuff, but that does include his lolly stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that I saw him defend President Sunday during the Destiny thing, though he is an avid Destiny hater. I'd have to relook. I'm not a big fan of President Sunday. President Sunday is just another retard on the internet who his entire goal in life seems to be taking down Destiny, which, you know, he might have started, but in some of the worst ways possible. So, but my final conclusion on Anna is they're a wretched, admitted pedophile that writes articles on wretched right-wing people who are going for clout. I don't know what else to say. Still up, heck. Yeah, I'm still up. I'm surprised you're here this late, Grizzle. We've been talking about POCD and what was her name? Anna and her butt plug. It's been a horrific journey. And I'm actually happy to be talking to it more with Vince and others come this weekend and see where we sit on there, because I don't know how much Vince agrees with me or disagrees with me, and I know what's her face is probably not going to agree with me. I've seen her tweets. He doesn't defend, but he attacked the people criticizing people he wants to defend. Yeah, Queeman does kind of do that. In Less Morale, Queeman defended his stupidity. Queeman has a special love for Morale, and I'm gonna say this and take it as you want. I am a fan of Morale. He is one of my favorite small-time shitters to watch. Yeah, definitely save it for the stream. Don't put anything out for it. So I have no problem with Morale. He's a contrarian, which is pretty much kind of what I see Queeman as, but he's at least funny sometimes and things like that. But with that being said, I think I'm done digging down this rabbit hole. It kind of ended for me at vibrating butt plugs in kids games. So I'm going to go to bed, get a little bit of rest, and see what else I can find for tomorrow's stream. So if y'all find anything interesting or if anything else comes up, he's a lolcow. You talk morale? Is morale a lolcow? I don't necessarily agree. He's always doing the what is it called? He's always doing that joking manner, so you never know when he's actually being serious. And that's, I think, one of the biggest complaints I have for him when he's actually trying to have a debate with him. Like listening to I listened to him talking about with the Cheeto, about the comments he made with the Cheeto, which I think a Cheeto is really gay about the way he gets mad about things. But Morale, instead of like engaging with the argument, he just kind of does his little dodgy thing, I guess is the best way I can put it. I still like him. I still enjoy some of his streams. I watch him. I watch Dickers. I watch Chud probably more than anybody. Yes, he asked to talk to me on stream and then ran away with his coat. What was he going to talk to you about? That's hilarious. Why do people run away from you so often, Vincent? You don't seem like you're that scary a guy. I guess I'll find out for myself on Saturday. Anyway, yes, he has to talk to. Anyway, already forgetting messages I previously read. I'm going to go get some sleep, guys. Thank y'all for coming by. It's always fun to chat with people about these subjects. Like, I think this is going to probably become. Let's not get too derailed. Oh, it's already derailed. Me and you may have to have a talk about morale on a different subject. Maybe we'll do like a co-stream and go over some of his content. So, but because he'll probably recognize me from his chat. But other than that, I'm just a shitter who occasionally says something in his chat. But anyway, I'm going to bed because I'm an old man and it's 11:30. We'll see y'all next time this weekend. Looks like I'll be stepping into Vincent's stream while having, God, what's her name? What's her name on my stream? Another lefty a lefty person on my stream. Simon. His name, Simon. I always say her because I see the flower and I'm just an old man. So hopefully that'll be a good talk and I'll see what I can find for tomorrow. If I don't have any real engaging content to talk about, then I'll probably do a gaming stream, chill gaming stream, play some more Expedition 33. So again, thanks guys, and I will talk to y'all next time.